This is the Do the Thing podcast
by thejuicyvlog.
This episode is sponsored by Safety Wing.
Safety Wing is a flexible and affordable travel medical insurance for international travellers and digital nomads, offering worldwide coverage from only $1.32 per day and can be purchased when you're already on the road. Welcome back to the Do the Thing podcast, Season 1, Episode 2. Yes. We have 3 guests this time. We're going to need a big couch if we have any more people, so I hope it's not too cozy for you guys, but thanks so much for coming on. These are the guys from a company called HiFred. Going to get into everything that you guys do, how we met, but first of all, just want to introduce yourselves, like in order, your names, and just your names.
Sure, well thank you for having us. My name is Jeremiah.
I'm Sam. I'm Alyeska.
Perfect. And can you tell us a little bit, so for the audience watching, let's give a quick background on how we met you guys. So we actually found you on Google when we were looking for, we just moved to Manila into this apartment, we were looking for a fresh produce, vegetables kind of delivery service. And you guys showed up on Google, so first of all, I don't know how you did that, so well done. You were like their first page.
I don't know either.
So, I think that.
That is not yet.
Yeah, that's like, I think that's the goal for any business, is well planned out. Yeah. So we contacted these guys and
set up a meeting,
and then we were expecting to meet, I don't know, slightly older people, like in suits, like businessmen and stuff like that. And then these 3 lovely people just show up and they're like, hey, we're from HiFred. And we ended up having way longer meeting than we thought it would be. And we were just kind of chatting about life and stuff. Yeah. Really seemed to click and get on, have similar ideas and things.
Yeah, and then we went for lunch, and then it turns out we'd chosen the same spot to eat for lunch, so we saw you guys again the same day, which is great.
So that's the kind of, do you want to give us a background on HiFred?
Sure. So basically the way it started was, it was a vision that bore fruit into a business. Mm-hmm. And with me personally, I came from an agricultural background with my dad and his generations above him being farmers.
Yeah.
And so one of the things we learned in school, because we all come from the same school, same course, which is entrepreneurship. And one of the things we learned is that the bottom 2 industries are farming and fishing.
Mm-hmm. In the Philippines. Yeah.
And knowing that we are an agricultural country, it doesn't make sense how it's the bottom industry.
Yeah. So is it the bottom is in the least desired or
least paid?
Actually, almost in every sense of the word. So
really?
We get paid maybe on average around 192 pesos per farmer.
Even lower.
Wow.
Yeah.
Per day?
Per day.
And it's physical hard work in the sun.
Exactly.
Yeah, wow.
And they feed everyone, but they can't feed themselves.
Wow, okay.
And so that's what drove us to find a solution to help them. Because when we were looking at all of these other solutions that the government was proposing, very few of them would actually materialize. And so the thought was always, when you enrich the wealthy, it would trickle down to the poor. Mm-hmm. But we believe that the best way to reach out to them is inclusive growth. And so we focus our efforts to work with them directly. And so every time you order from HiFred, you order directly from our farmers, our suppliers, so that they help us feed you and you help us feed them in return.
Great, so it's like a
contact. That's great.
It's like a benefit for everyone involved, really. Yeah. That's great. So where did the idea come from? Quickly though, first, what are your roles within the company, the 3 of you? Because it's just you 3, right? Running HiFred. Yeah.
Well, for me, I'm handling the operations of the business.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm operations, half operations and finance.
Okay, split down the middle. Yeah. Which side does which?
That's brave.
Yeah.
Right hand does this, left hand.
Yeah, like 2 computers all day. Yeah, and
I assume the role of CEO, but I'm also handling marketing.
Nice, cool.
Amazing.
So we all complement each other in what we do.
It kind of works.
So where did the idea come from? No, you said where the idea kind of started. Who came up with the idea? Did it start as something else first, or did one of you say, "Hey guys, I've got this idea. Come and help me with this"? Or
well, it was really different at first. Like the whole HiFred setup, because we had because it was our thesis. It was our thesis for school. Yeah. We had to come up with a
right. So it started like fictional almost.
Yeah. Well, at the beginning, we started with a different business, and then when Jeremiah came to us and said like, "Oh, I have this idea. It's the same idea."
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're like, why don't we try it for a thesis? So we did, and then at the middle of the semester, that's when we completely changed our whole concept.
Really?
So we had to rush everything. We almost failed this.
But then now you've got a real life business and not just part of
So it started as like a school project?
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's great.
It also revolves around his idea because he first told Al and then Al she created this, why not, let's do this with, Sam, and then added me in the team. And
so you guys were friends before?
Yes.
You knew each other?
We were roommates, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the whole high school,
wow.
college, first,
And
day one.
Were you did you have ideas back then? Were you entrepreneurial when you were younger?
No.
Not
really.
Really?
But we were forced to because of school.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Instead of regular tests, most of our teachers were actually performing the role that they would teach us. So we had real lawyers to teach us law. We had real entrepreneurs to teach us entrepreneurship.
Wow.
And so one of the things we had to do, especially for finals, was to actually create a business.
A real business.
Or if it's maybe let's say sophomore year or third year, we have to create business plans, try to make money that semester.
Wow. So what was it like? Because you hear a lot of stories from entrepreneurs who were crap at school. They were really bad at school, failed.
That was me.
Really? There you go. See, it seems to be a common theme.
You will never see him in class. No?
Really? Yeah. So
in case my parents watch this.
We'll get on to that. We'll get on to parents. So what was it like being in a school where you're taught entrepreneurship? Because some people might say it's something more in you and very separate from school, but to merge those two together sounds really interesting. Was there stuff that you thought, this isn't for me, or actually I'm learning really good knowledge here?
Well, with the first statement you gave, I remember a lot of my friends were telling me, you don't need to take up business because anyone can be a businessman.
Yeah.
To which I replied, you don't need running shoes to run, but it helps.
Yeah, nice.
And so, since I know that this was going to be my direction anyway, I'd like to put myself in the best position to enrich my skills and my talents, and same with them as well.
Yeah, great.
What about you guys?
Well, for me it was different because I never really wanted to be a businesswoman. I'm towards a different path, and then I found this school, and then I just checked,
Nice,
whatever,
yeah.
and then I got in, and then I think it's actually it also helps that she was with me throughout the thing, because if she wasn't there, I would really drop, because it's a hard course.
So you got support of friends and things.
And you always told each other. Because we're always group mates.
Yeah.
So what was the other thing you were interested in before?
Fashion design.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Could you merge the two somehow?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
You tried once. Not really, it was just designing.
Yeah, nice. So the three of you, so you're running this business. What's the scene like in Manila for new businesses, and what is there? Because we know there's a lot of startup businesses starting to crop up and stuff like that. We've seen. So has it been difficult for you? Have you found it easy? How has it been starting a new business in the Philippines, in Manila?
And is there much competition as well? Is it that you're quite niche and that you find it's not easy, but you kind of stand out naturally because it's quite a new idea, or do you find that there's a lot of other people and
Well, one of the things we noticed, since we were talking about school a while ago, is that there are a lot of things we experienced in the real world that we were never prepared for. So it was maybe a lot of it was based on the book. And then we never knew really much about, let's say, permits.
That was the hardest thing.
Okay.
Managing people.
The real gritty admin.
We had to learn as we went.
Interesting.
But one of the things that was interesting with us starting our business was we weren't really thought about outsourcing our departments as well. And so when we got into it, we would just always figured, I'll handle marketing and you'll handle maybe the legal side.
Sure.
And then different pieces started to fall into place, and we met different companies as well that could help us. So it was able to sort of take out that burden from our shoulders.
So you can focus on what each individually you're best at. We've actually learned a similar thing recently for it's a different world, but with YouTube and things, that's why we're using Rory. We've got a graphic designer we work with now, before we try and do everything ourselves, but we've tried to kind of strip away a little bit of the things that other people can do better than us, so we can put all our time into what we do best.
We could do it all, but the things we're really good at, like actually filming videos and stuff, it wouldn't be as good quality because we're thinking about other stuff that someone else could be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to dive into a bit of a topic that could be potentially deep or potentially controversial, and I think it's more prevalent. Is that the word, prevalent?
Sounds right.
In the Philippines, perhaps more than maybe Europe or something like that. But the parental aspect of your child going off to do something that's a bit different, that's not studying for this job and this career and stuff like that. Did you guys face any backlash or negativity or support, or how was the reaction when you told your parents, "Hey, I'm starting a business from scratch, and that's what I'm going to do"?
You wanna go ahead?
Well, I think for me, my parents have been very supportive since the beginning. Like, if I wanted to be, for example, I don't know, like if I wanted to take a painting or whatever, like they'd be okay with it, they'd support it. But I feel like for me, that wasn't really a struggle. It was moving away from home that was the hard thing for them. Because I'm from Cebu, so they weren't that happy. I'm not like they weren't happy, but they wanted me to be home.
Yeah, naturally.
Especially after graduation, because actually that was my deal with my dad. He said, "I'll let you study in Manila, but only if you come home after." And I was like, "Okay." But then towards the end, I was like, "Dad, like I think I'm not gonna come home." For now, like as of now. So yeah, like I feel like there are more opportunities here. Like there's more room to grow, and I think the more that we're growing, the more that my parents are seeing, like, okay, like she's good where she's at, like she's happy, and she's doing well.
It's
so
working
they support
out.
me,
Like seeing the progress.
And
of course.
although from time to time they're like, "When are you coming home?" They just say that once in a while, but then I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, my parents have been supportive throughout all this.
That's great. That's really nice to hear. Similar for you, Sam? Or?
Well, with fashion designing, I wasn't, like, my mom never supported it because, you know, she said that like there's no money in it.
Okay.
She would have these reasons, and that's why I went to a different college, because I was supposed to study in New York. I really wanted to study there. My dad allowed me, but it was my mom. Like, I think it's also because I was young, like I was 17, and you know who would take care of you there.
Yeah,
like,
they worry for you.
I think it's more on that side. But when I entered in this business, like she was actually really supportive. Like she was actually like one of our customers.
Oh, nice. Perfect.
So until now, she's very supportive about it. Like, even though she sees, like, you know, every day I wake up early, she doesn't say a word about it. She just calls me up, or we're gonna have dinner here, and then if I say no because I still have to go to work, all of those stuff, she's like, okay, then I'll just leave some.
Kind of gets it.
Gets it. And like she, like every day, like she calls me, you know, 4 in the morning. Oh, are you awake? Did you leave already? So that's really
nice.
I think we're lucky.
I think we're lucky.
Would you say there's people who do things just because their parents want them to, or because the parents, I don't know, maybe they're paying for their education and stuff like that, but then the person doesn't really want to do that? Or we've had situations where we've spoken to people and they're like, I'm not, this isn't my passion, I'm not really into this, but I'm following it through. We were just talking to, on a podcast before, to our other guests about actually you can try different things out. Like if you're young, there's no harm in trying things out. What do you think about that versus really following your passions, even if your parents don't see eye to eye with it and maybe don't agree with it or approve?
Well, I think it's closer to my story. So, well, my mom is like a helicopter mom. She's gonna talk to me right after this. I'm just joking though. But
we apologize now.
We asked the question. It's our fault.
We always had this set life, especially after college. Work 2 years, earn money, and then you can consider starting your own thing or pursuing corporate life. And so right after graduating, what I did was I applied for a company, and so I was already in the managerial training department.
Okay.
And so I was working there, and after 6 months, I realized I think I want to start a business. That's how HiFred was born.
Nice.
I woke up the next day after all the research and everything, and I wrote down the business plan. And I remember I ran to my parents' room. My mom was the only one in there, and I said, I think this is my business.
Wow.
And she looked at it and she said, okay, come back to me in 2 years.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
so she didn't want you. She didn't want you to go ahead with it then.
Yeah, she
Right.
liked the idea.
Yep.
Just not for today.
Wow. Okay.
And in
Yep.
me, I really believe that I had to start it now, or
Yeah.
else someone else will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get in at the right moment.
Yeah.
How old were you at the time?
Was that last year? It was last year.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
was 23 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And so every day I would always talk to them about it. No, I think I need to start it. I think I need to start it. But the thing with my parents, knowing how maybe traditional they are in that mindset, the only thing that could convince them was a plan. Because a vision without a plan is just a dream. And to them, dreams won't pay your bills.
Okay.
And so I had
Yeah.
to prove to them that I'm not just dreaming about this, I actually have a plan to execute it.
I think that's really important. I think a lot of people have ideas
Yeah.
and maybe they haven't properly thought it through.
Yeah.
And they just kind of expect it to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you make that first step to take it from, you know, a plan on a piece of paper with the dream behind it? How did you take it from that to actually starting the business?
Okay. So I read this book, I think it was by John Maxwell, and he said, you can achieve good things alone, but you can only achieve great things with other people. And so when I realized that, I knew.
Here they are.
Of course.
So when I realized that, I knew I needed to get a good group of people who could help me turn this and materialize this. So I first approached Alyeska because I remember at that time, I think Samantha already had a business plan.
We both had.
Oh, you both did?
Oh, we were separate?
Yeah, you were separate.
Oh, at first, yeah. Yeah.
And you were questioning yours, so I knew since you were questioning yours, I pitched it to you.
And then I shifted.
Yeah, and then you agreed, like, okay, let's do this together.
Wow,
And
nice.
we
Okay.
went to Samantha next, and we pitched it to her.
Yeah.
And what really caught Sam's attention was more the advocacy. Because she's actually, out of the three of us, she's the one who really wants to help with the charity and the foundation.
Yeah.
So when we pitched that to her, that's what caused her to accept that role
Nice.
and pursue that vision.
I think that's what made it stand out to us as well when we were looking at like there's a few others, but yours. I mean, your branding was the nicest and it did stand out the most anyway. But the message behind it, I think I found it and showed you, and I was like, this looks great because it's not just for us; it's also helping other people.
Definitely,
as well, yeah.
it stands out.
Yeah.
And you guys are young, so like, what would you say to someone who? Because we know we have people watching. If also people on the Do the Thing Facebook page and on our Instagrams who follow this kind of content of ours for, you know, really following your passions, doing something yourself, doing something that you've wanted to do but you might have held back. What would you say to someone young who has an idea, who wants to start something, but maybe they have, they're scared of what people might say or they're scared of what people might think, family, friends, outside pressure, they're scared of failure? What would you say to someone who's at that point, who kind of has an idea, wants to give it a shot, but is holding back for some reason?
Can you say something fast?
Go.
I
I feel like you're the one who is in the best position to answer.
Well, with me, what I would say is the pain of growing can't compare to the pain of staying where you don't belong.
Ooh.
Very nice.
When you listen, you're constantly listening to other people. You end up living your life for them and not for yourself.
Love that.
And because of that, you'll never really reach your full potential.
Yeah.
And the other thing I would say to that young person is you have to embrace the suck.
Yep.
I forgot where I heard that. I think it's some military quote.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things we had to learn the hard way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where like every time we'd receive a problem, we would either run away or pray it away.
Sure.
But then you also pray away that promotion. So you're praying away your promotion thinking it's a problem.
Right, okay.
Because that's what causes you to grow.
You learn from it. You learn from your setbacks and your mistakes.
Yeah.
I think people should not be afraid of failing. I think you should always try something.
I
Yeah.
agree.
And then, how do you even define failure?
Yeah.
It wasn't as big as you thought, or it didn't quite go. It might change as it goes along, but
And you can't grow without experiencing failure.
exactly.
If everything just went well constantly, it'd be in this bubble, and if something went wrong at the end, you'd be like, oh, it's the worst thing ever. But if you experience little fails throughout, you're more prepared, and you can just
and you have nothing to compare it to. It's like YouTube. We did YouTube for a long time with very small audience who we were extremely grateful for, but we never really worried about that or pandered to the smaller numbers and things like that. In terms of marketing and content and social media, are you finding that social media in the Philippines is helping your business? What are you doing on social that's for HiFred?
Well, actually, it's interesting you said that because we're taking a really big shift in terms of our marketing. So we're working with a new company, and they're going to be handling our marketing. Well, technically, I know.
It's his company.
You've started another company, right? Okay.
We're a group of people, and we're handling.
He's making it
you
sound
actually
like
have.
it's this.
You've actually started a marketing company.
So we used to outsource it.
Cool.
And we had a different perspective. We knew that we wanted to go through a different direction.
Yeah.
And because I went to ad school after business school, I knew that I think I had something to offer. And these two people I partnered with specialize in their own perspective fields.
Nice.
And in terms of social media, the CEO of Google once said, I think just recently, he said advertising is dying. But there is a rise in content that's either educational or entertaining.
It's very true. Who said that?
CEO of Google.
Of Google, yeah, okay.
So we're always constantly trying to do the hard sell. We have the best product, so buy a product. People tend to just shut it off.
Absolutely.
So everyone lies about it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you're entertaining and they can get value out of your posts,
so true.
they'd rather follow you.
Absolutely.
So that's our new direction as well.
I love that you said that. That's really, really cool. I think
He's wiser than he looks.
Yeah. And he looks pretty wise. Oh, that's great. I think that's so key. I think that'll put you way ahead of other businesses who haven't quite learned that yet.
Because who would want to follow an account that's like, buy this, buy this, buy this? And it's like, whoa, why would I follow that? Like, I know you're there, but I don't need to follow you. But I've seen you do sort of funny like memes and stuff on your Instagram, which I love. And I've never seen a company like you do that.
It's contextual to the target market, I guess. Have you thought about vlogging or YouTube?
We
We have some ideas.
Nice.
Because there was
he
this
loves
rise.
being in front of the camera.
I can tell.
Very comfortable.
But one of the things is we noticed that there was a rise in what they call explainer videos.
Okay.
So they explain how to, for example, if children hate vegetables, how do you get them to eat vegetables?
Nice. Okay. You could kill with some content like that.
100%.
Definitely.
Your first guest will be.
And one day you'll have baby juicy.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll need to get them to eat some vegetables. That'd be awesome.
So something else that you guys do really well, because we actually ordered one of your deliveries as a little trial run recently, and there's like no plastic at all. So we often shop at supermarkets in Manila where there's like one carrot wrapped 3 times in cling film, and like it's just crazy amount of plastic, which is obviously really bad for the environment, but you guys just put it in a bag and they're all loose, which I absolutely love. So yeah, can you tell us, like, is that quite a big part of it for you guys? And you went sort of, are you plastic free pretty much, or mainly?
We're trying to be.
Yeah,
we're doing our best. Maybe like 90%.
Yeah, okay, that's
It's
great.
hard to be fully.
Yeah, of course.
Some vegetables that you can't just, take out of plastic.
Peas just loose in the.
Why don't you share why we are pushing so hard to be eco-friendly?
Yeah.
You want to share? Well, I think like for the way I see it, like the problem in the Philippines is we have so much trash, and like it really piles up a lot. And I guess like what we wanted to do was lessen all the waste that we see. Like it goes to like all the beaches, like for example, like the Manila Bay that they had to clean up. Like if we don't lessen or like at least try to do something about it, like it's just gonna keep growing. And I think even just with one company, like it can help.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
It will catch on eventually, like plastic free, waste free.
If you set the example, educate the consumer.
And I feel like Filipinos are slowly starting to understand the importance of like waste free products.
Because the problem doesn't just go away.
Yeah, you really have to do something about it.
Definitely.
I actually learned about this with the whole plastic thing, because when I lived in Australia, I lived with a German person, and then she would see me throw the Tupperware. She's like, "Why are you throwing Tupperware?"
Oh, really? Yeah.
Don't you know that the Philippines is like one of the third largest country who does that? Like, just throw everything out.
Yeah.
And then she taught me like how to recycle things.
Really? So it's like an education.
Yeah. And so like with that perspective, I learned how to just put it in the business, because like it's really like it's something that we should look at. Like it's a huge thing. So.
Yeah.
One of the things we believe in is the word sustainability.
Yeah.
But in every sense of the word. So we want holistic sustainability. So that means even our farmers can live sustainable lifestyles.
Yeah.
And they can feed themselves. But then also translate in our materials.
Yep.
Because if you think about it, if you go to the grocery, you'll see bananas sometimes wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
But then the banana has a natural peel to protect it from the nature.
Yeah. It's already there.
Yeah, so it really is redundant.
So it's thinking a little bit more outside the box about it.
Yeah, and the fact that it's just a one-time use. You go from the grocery, you go home, you unpack everything, throw it in the trash can.
Yeah.
But then it stays in our oceans forever.
Yeah.
Right?
And a lot of the floods that here in the Philippines is caused by so much trash. Like it blocks like the canals.
Yeah.
So the water won't get drained. So it causes a lot of floods, and it's like it just messes up the whole environment.
It's a problem that needs to be being started to tackle. And you guys are starting to do that by making decisions within your business. So outside of, as part of the business, but also in your day-to-day lives as humans, what do you think about work ethic and hours worked and the balance between working incredibly hard for a goal and a dream and for your own thing, your own company, and also taking time to look after yourselves? Have you guys experienced burnout? How do you balance kind of work and life when the two, I'm sure you're like us, when they merge?
Because it's your own thing.
Because it is your life. How do you balance the two things and look after yourselves?
I feel like, we do experience burnouts, but more on like what you said earlier, like when they're like failures, or if they're like things that didn't happen the way we wanted it to, so that gets in the way.
Yeah.
But then I think the good thing about the three of us is that we help each other, like we somehow like we bring each other up.
Nice.
So like when one is feeling like, oh, I don't want to work, I don't feel like working, so the other two are like, no, it's okay, like, you know, like, we got
similar
this.
to us.
Yeah, so I think that's a good thing about us, like, not all three of us. It's like we help each other also.
Because you can't all be on fire the whole time.
Exactly.
We have that, like sometimes if we've got like 7 videos to edit and we've edited 3 in a day and we're tired and we've got all this other stuff going on to do and stuff. If I'm not slightly feeling it and you'll take over, then we'll bounce back off each other. I think it's important. It's nice to be a team. I don't know how people do it on their own, but like you were saying, it's always better with other people.
Yeah. I actually remember in school, my accounting teacher once said, the fastest way to turn a friend into an enemy is to get into business with them. So I found it so interesting. But I didn't believe it completely. So we were first best friends. Got into business. And it definitely did affect our friendship, especially at times. Where, everything was just about business, about work, about money. And we would start to forget about the relationship.
And why you're friends in the first place.
Yeah, and so if you don't watch over that as well and keep that balance, one will give up.
It's like every single time we see each other, we meet, it's always about business. We always end up talking about business.
Yeah, because you must have to.
Yeah.
That's your day to day. Do you see each other every day? Do you work closely together?
Almost like 6 times a week.
You have an office or you work from?
We're moving into an office in Green Hills.
Okay, nice. So what are the things you do to keep that relationship as friends as well? Do you go for movies or like what do you do?
No reason.
No, but even though we would do things as friends, I feel like the biggest thing that really helped us, especially recently, was transparency and honesty. Because you can go watch a movie but still have that tension.
Yeah. Sure.
So it's communication, and even though you are great friends, just saying how you feel and then working through.
It's interesting.
So one of the interesting conversations we had was we would basically have like a hot seat. And we would sit down next to each other, and we would, for example, if Sam's in the middle, we'd say everything we're frustrated about with her.
Yeah.
And then she can explain.
Poor Sam.
She will tell us.
Why are you picking on Sam?
Sorry, Sam.
And then she would share her frustrations with us.
Yeah, sure.
And we cannot say, no, you know what, you don't understand.
You have to be
And we just have to be
open-minded
open
about
and
it.
honest.
That's right. I think a lot of businesses with friends might fail because they'll just fall out and then
You can't be too emotional or personal, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting for us because what we do is sharing our lives online. So for us, it's like what we were speaking about this as well. What do we share and what don't we share? Where's the line with vlogging, especially when your vlog is about you?
Yeah. Where does it cross over from vlog to personal life?
Yeah, because it's not really a business with us.
Yeah.
It is a business, but it's about us, and
it's us,
it's about traveling. It's about us going around and doing things. So it's kind of interesting that you say that. Well, firstly, that you admit that you do like sometimes have tensions and stuff. So I think people see, I don't know, 3 young people starting a business, living the dream, but obviously there's challenges along the way and stuff. What's one of the biggest challenges you guys have faced personally or in the business or between the 3 of you?
You guys go ahead. I've been talking so much.
So good.
The way I see it, like, I think it's more about like the relationship with each other, because we kind of started drifting apart, and that would like I don't know, like for me, like it really affected me a lot, because
I affected all of us.
So like all of us, because like, and that's like one thing I also realized, like I rewatched this series How I Met Your Mother, and if you guys know Dad Mosby, he said this line that you'll be shocked when how easy it is to part ways with people forever. You want to keep them, you do something about it. And I think that's like a good thing also, that we were in that difficulties in our lives, that we were drifting apart and we saw it. And like at that moment, like none of us wanted to drift apart, and so we fixed it right away. And like in the future, like it would help us, like once we like see if it's gonna happen again, but I think it won't anymore, because we already know how to fix it, how to find a solution to it, and just to have like a better relationship with each other. Really affects, because we're always moving, and we're in this one vision that we just want to put out and execute with like share with a lot of people. And if we don't have that kind of relationship with each other, then it would just fall out.
That's cool that you guys are like self-aware enough to work on that.
Many people are like that.
I think a lot of people would get too fired up, let anger and emotion overtake a little bit. But now it's really cool.
I think people don't realize the importance of relationship, friendship with their parents, and I think that's like something that people should value the most, because like words are very powerful. And so
definitely. And do you think there's a difference now between, I think in the past, business and then personality and the real you were 2 separate things? So like often with people on LinkedIn or on Twitter, if they're talking from their business, they speak very differently compared to a personal account or something, or with their friends and things. Do you think now that you're on a podcast, you're here, people can see all 3 of you, we've been speaking about things that aren't just business related, do you think there's now I think it's a good thing, and I think it does exist. I think there's more of a blur between those 2 things being separate. Do you think personality and personal brand with you guys is important for your business?
Well, for me, in terms of the separation, at least the way I see it personally, with how it was born, the business, I don't consider it separate from my personal life. Because it was a vision of my life that just bore fruit to the business. So I see it more as a part of my life than just another area. And so when you start to see business that way, especially if it's born through advocacies, it's very hard to give up on it. And I think the problem with too many young entrepreneurs is they're always looking at the bottom line.
Yeah.
Is it red? Is it black? Are we making money or not? And the moment it's not, they stop, they wash their hands and let's do something else.
Right.
Because you're always motivated by the money.
Yes.
Money alone.
Yeah.
You've got the passion behind it.
Yeah,
Because
and
you
I
see
think
the
the three of us,
vision.
like, it's really involved in our everyday lives because we're really passionate about what we do. So it's like we wake up and like we never get tired of doing what we do. Like,
Yeah, because you love it.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
important.
not really like a business. I mean, it is.
Yeah.
We don't see it as something separate.
It's a lifestyle for you guys.
Yeah.
It's what you do.
So it's very much involved in our
It's like
lives.
we're just walking on our own path.
Yeah, nice. So if you could give one tip, I'm going to ask you for one tip each. So you two have a bit longer to think about it. But I think you'll probably have an answer straight away anyway. One.
He has so many tips to give.
I love all the quotes.
Yeah, love it. I'm gonna be pulling out these quotes. They're great. You'll see them on my Instagram page. I'll tag you. Yeah. One piece of advice for someone any age. You don't have to be young to start a business. I think time is on everyone's side now with the internet and opportunities.
Yeah.
Someone has an idea, they want to start something for themselves. One piece, it can be really general, it can be really specific. One piece of advice for that person who's about to start.
I think I have two.
That's fine. Of course.
Well, one is, like what I shared a while ago, is understand your purpose of why you're doing it.
Yep.
Because if it's money, which basically, if you really ask people, doesn't matter what course they took, and you ask them, how do you determine success? It's always financial. And for me, it's a sad way to look at things.
Yeah.
It's very myopic and nearsighted. And if it's always just about the money, you'll never really stick with one thing.
Yes.
Because anything can crumble at the end of the day. But if you find something that you really are passionate about and you really feel like you were built for this, then it's going to take a lot more than just a simple bump on the road to get you to quit.
Because it's really your thing you love. Yeah.
And the second one is, you were sharing about the blur between the personal life and business life. And I think, although I don't see them separate, I understand, especially when you're working with friends, you have to learn how to prioritize.
Yeah.
And so there were times I remember when we'd have meetings and we needed to get this one thing done.
Yeah.
But we weren't seeing eye to eye. And there was that tension. And so I had that choice between, do we just go ahead with the meeting or do we get to the core of the problem?
Yeah.
Sure.
So that we can benefit from it in longer time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we had to prioritize our relationships first.
Yeah.
So that would trickle down and affect everything else.
I like that.
So I think it's priority and purpose.
Nice.
Like that, priority and purpose.
Have you got a P word as well as with?
Passion.
Nice.
Nice. Wait your turn.
You can't steal that one from me.
Okay. It's a big factor, but
Yeah.
okay, so for me, since I've learned how to communicate with our suppliers, working with different people, and you have to build that relationship with not just your partners, but also the people that can help you.
Of course.
Because once you see what he said, eye to eye, they will also help you push that vision.
Yes.
We have this one of our great contact for helping us with the farmers, and she saw how we're just so passionate, and she would just even if she doesn't get anything, she would just help us continuously, and it's really such a big help for us.
So people.
Starting up,
Business is people. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. That's exactly. Yeah.
You just really have to take care of them and just be genuinely kind and open into having them as not just part of your business, but part of a family, because this is going to be something that you do in the long run, and you want to see people with you bringing success.
Good people, absolutely.
Love it.
Companies.
Yeah, I think everyone wants to be valuable.
Yeah.
But they don't understand that to be valuable, you first have to give value. And once you do that, they
Very
reciprocate.
true. Exactly. Without expecting it back or asking directly.
I think people often go straight in asking for stuff from people, buy this, buy that, follow me, and it's let's give some value first.
Give me a reason why.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think it's
Best for last.
no, I think it's a mix of both. Because what I said earlier so what I would like to say to people who are starting their own businesses is that if you can, don't go at it alone, because there are a lot of people who do out of greed also, like, oh, I want to do this for myself, like I want to get all, for example, the income for myself, or like I don't want to share. But I feel like that's the wrong way to put it, because if you can, like for example with us three, like it's so hard to do it. If I were to do this by myself, like I think I would go crazy.
Yeah.
There are things that they're good at that I'm not.
Exactly.
So it helps build the whole business, the whole company. And like I said, when one of us is feeling burnt out or tired, or when we really just don't want to work, like the other two just really comfort the other person and like help build the other person. So I think it's very good to have a community where you can really just share the same passion and help each other grow and basically become better, because we all start somewhere and it's nice to grow with people.
Yeah, all start at zero.
Yeah, exactly. And like with hers, like it's very important to have relationships, not only to your customers, but also people working in the background. Like I feel like they don't get appreciated much.
Sure.
Like people are so focused on customers. Like they neglect the people who are really working so hard to help
to make it happen.
Make HiFred. Like for example, the farmers, our suppliers, like all the people in the marketing team and finance, and like if we don't appreciate them and show that we actually appreciate them, then we wouldn't be where we are now. So it's really important to really surround yourself with a good community.
It's just being kind to everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Such a good point. It comes back to basic human being a good person. Sounds like you guys all have really good mindset.
Good morals as well.
Yeah, I think that's important, because I think now with social media and everything, you can't hide that anymore. You can't hide the type of person you are. So if you're not kind and you're not a good person deep down, and you just want money and all this kind of stuff, I think it will be exposed.
But if you say one thing to the wrong person, they're on Twitter, and I don't know, things can get shared more these days.
Yeah, absolutely. Should we do quick fire?
Yes.
Quick fire round. So we're unrelated, totally unrelated questions.
One's related to HiFred.
Oh, one's related to HiFred. Okay.
Do we each answer or one for each?
Shout it out all at the same time. Talk over each other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And just
Do we have like a thing that we...
They're very basic questions.
Okay.
Just first thing that comes to your mind, as quick as you can.
Right, ready.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Oh. I think that was dog and cat.
Yeah. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Early risers. Nice. Get the day going.
Cookie or donut?
Cookie.
Oh.
Bit of a mixer. This is a HiFred question. Carrot or broccoli?
Broccoli.
Wow.
Broccoli.
They like their greens.
But our logo is a carrot.
So carrot, I changed my answer.
Rebranding soon.
Favorite day of the week?
Sunday.
Oh.
Sunday.
Guys, copy each other.
See how in tune they are.
Sunday is our day where we can relax and just we go to
Be
church
family.
and like
Nice,
we enjoy
okay.
being around people.
So you take that Sunday as
We enjoy
a.
Sunday.
It's important to do that. It's important to do
Ready
that.
for the week. Okay, city or island?
City.
Island.
That was like a comment, you're like silent. City. Bath or shower?
Shower.
Cool. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
I feel like we have the same answer.
Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram.
Nice. And the last one, Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Cool. We like
I can spend hours just staying in YouTube.
you. Much better. Much better.
Well, guys, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Really appreciate it. If you guys are watching on YouTube, or if you're listening on Spotify or anywhere else, if you want to get in touch, we have an Instagram account at @dothething_. If you want to contact the show, ask us questions, suggest guests. We've got 5 guests lined up. You guys are number 2 on season 1.
Yeah.
We've got 3 more guests coming up on season 1, and then we're going to start planning season 2. So we're very excited. Thank you so much. Appreciate it again.
If these guys want to follow HiFred or get in touch with you guys about buying some of your produce, then
where can we find you?
So you can find us on Instagram and Facebook, HiFred_PH. And you can order our produce and artisanal products on www.hiFred.ph. HiFred.ph.
Nice.
Perfect.
Cool, thanks for coming.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
We had so much fun.
Yeah.
Good.
He was bored to do this.
So were you.